In this video, tips and tricks to make your barbecue tri-tip epic. Tip number one, a good binder and a good seasoning. Today we're gonna be using the W sauce. Just pick this up. We're gonna be using, I personally think as far as tri-tip goes, this is probably top 5 in the entire country tri-tip seasonings. This is Spade El Ranch. This, specifically for tri-tip, this Spade El Ranch is absolutely fantastic. So we're gonna be using this as a binder. We're gonna be using that as a seasoning prior to putting it on the grill. All right, tip number 2, don't buy a pre-trimmed tri-tip. So you can see this is a tri-tip, untrimmed fat on, but look at the price. It's only $2.98 a pound. If you have the butcher trim it for you, it's like $5, $6, $7 a pound. You can whip out a knife and you can trim your little tri-tip and you could save a substantial amount of money. Look, I only paid $9.39 for this. You could save a substantial amount of money. Get it untrimmed, handle it yourself. All right, you can see just a little like a rough chop. That's what I threw away. Maybe that's a pound, so maybe that's $2. But I mean, you're getting a fantastically better deal for this. And it's just a rough chop. Like I said, that W sauce is gonna be the binder, Spade El Ranch, that's gonna be our seasoning. Nice little piece of meat for $9. Beautiful, seasoned up, bindered up, trimmed up, little tri-tip. Here we go, outside on the pellet grill. Now, another hot tri-tip trick that I have for you guys is I'm gonna be using the Pit Boss Austin XL 1000 pellet grill today. And the way that I'm gonna set up the grill is I'm gonna be setting it at about 225, 250. I'm gonna bring that internal temperature of the tri-tip up slowly. And then once it hits about 120, 125, I'm gonna open the sear grate and I'm gonna sear it off. It's the reverse sear method. I like doing tri-tip that way. It makes it just much more flavorful, much more juicy. And that sear at the very end is absolutely incredible. So check out the pellet grill. You can always use a charcoal barbecue like we have a million times in the past. You can use your gas grill, set one side of the gas grill on and then kind of do a reverse sear. No matter what way you're doing, even in an oven, you can kind of do the same method, but you're gonna bring the temperature up slowly. You're gonna sear it off at the end. I love doing tri-tip that way. I feel like this is a good time to roll our top tier channel members. Thank you everybody for supporting the channel. If you hit that little YouTube join button next to the subscribe button, nothing to do with tri-tip, but I gotta use these chicken. I'm gonna do a little meal prep and stuff like that. So doing a couple little chicken breasts, but Suckle Busters, another great company. No MSG, really nice people. I pay for this stuff. They don't sponsor us or anything like that. I do like Suckle Busters. They have a website. This is their little chicken rub. So we're gonna do a couple chicken breasts as well with the tri-tip. All right, we're getting the Pit Boss fired up. We're gonna run this thing, like I said, at about 225, 250. The beautiful thing about this grill is that this opens up in the middle and we could sear it off right there. So we'll put the chicken on there, we'll put the tri-tip on there, we'll do the reverse sear method like I said, and this thing is a workhorse. Another tri-tip fact, get you guys an instant read internal thermometer. I'm a real big fan of ThermoWorks. I like that company. They're just a really good, nice company. They have fantastic customer service. So links below for all that. But so this has been on for about 30 minutes or so. I'm gonna give it a little flip to promote some even cooking. I really dislike chicken breasts. Good for meal prep, but not the juiciest of all the juiciness. Let's check some internal. 120-ish. We're getting there. We're getting close. Check my little chickens. Now that has to go to 160, so we got a little bit ways to go, but we're getting close on the tri-tip, then we're gonna sear it off. It's gonna be amazing. right. Another tri-tip trick and tip. You gotta let it rest. 10, 20 minutes, let it sit on the board, reabsorb a lot of those juices before you slice it. Then I'll get you to the last tip. All right, so my last tip is you gotta slice tri-tip really, really thin. But tri-tip's weird. So the grains are running this way right here, and then when you get about halfway through, they start to turn a little bit. So the way I like to slice is I cut it right where it turns, I cut it in half, and then I'm gonna slice it super thin against the grain. I don't know if you guys can see this in the video, like the grains are running right here with the knife, this way. So I'm gonna wanna cut it against the grain like this in really, really small slices. So I do have to give a shout out to Q Belly's Barbecue. You can find him on YouTube, Instagram. He's the one that taught me that the biggest tri-tip trick that you can do is super skinny, paper thin slices. It just makes your tri-tip that much more, I mean, you can see the juices. It just makes it that much more epic. So, I mean, just slice it thin, slice it against the grain, have an ice maker in the background, dropping ice cubes. I mean, even the crappy chicken breast is juicy, and I only do thighs. I mean, that's pretty good for chicken breast. But you guys, that is Tri-Tip 101. Super easy if you just follow those couple of tips and tricks. There's a lot of information out there on YouTube about Tri-Tip. It's kind of the same principle with a lot of different like roasts and different things like that, but really, really good. And I'm shocked that it was that cheap. So anyways, thank you for watching. Appreciate you guys. See you on the next one.